Hi, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the absolute fundamentals of auto layout. I'll also be sharing with you why I adopted auto layout as the way to go. What is auto layout? As the name implies, auto layout, that's automatic layout. It's a feature in Figma which allows you to automatically position elements within a layer. First off, why did I adopt auto layout? I'm going to illustrate that using this continue call to action button down here. When I started off, I would create this button this way by using rectangle. So I tap on R to create the rectangle. So we can see here that this dimension is 326 by 50. So let's replicate that here. 326 by 50 height. And the next thing I will do is to create a text. I was lazy, so I didn't want to create all of us. So let me do that. Clicking on T, continue. And this is bold, right? Bold 16. Bold 16, same, yeah. So I would then center it here and group these two together. Tapping on Ctrl G. The problem with this approach is if for some reason I want to resize this button, you can see that the whole thing is now getting jumbled up, right? Imagine if I have this on several screens and perhaps I'm not working with components, then it's going to be very manual work, right? Another approach I used to use was frames. Click on F to activate the frames and position this 326. So I'm using the guides. You can see the red guides appear there instead of typing it in. So the height 50, and then I'll just copy this text into this. So using the guides as well, I've created this button, but we still have the resizing problem, right? We still have the resizing problem. This is where auto layout really is a bonus. To use auto layout, usually I just enter the text. That is to create buttons. I just enter the text and click on Shift A, which is the shortcut to use auto layout. We can see that a frame has been created, and I think this is a good place to share one of the aspects of auto layout. One other feature of auto layout. Auto layout is only active or enabled rather on frames. However, you do not need to create a frame before you can use auto layout. You can see here we didn't create a frame. We enabled auto layout and it automatically created a frame and then added auto layout to that frame. That is to tell you that auto layout is only enabled on frames. You'll see now that if I bring out this continue, this text, it's not a frame, so you don't see the option for auto layout in this properties panel. But if we click on this, which is a frame, you can see auto layout. Click on this as well, which is a frame, you can see the option to add auto layout here, right? And another thing about auto layout, let's look at the layers panel here. You can see this icon. This is the icon indicating auto layout. So this is the icon for normal frames, this is the icon for a group, and this is the icon for auto layout. So we've added auto layout here, and let's take a brief look at the properties panel. We are not going to go in depth into this section in this particular video. There's going to be a follow-up video where I go in depth into fixed width, fixed height. There's also fill container, and we also talk about this positioning here. We're also going to talk about padding and spacing between items, but that is beyond the scope of this video. So be on the lookout for that video. It will be released shortly after this one. For this, we want to resize it to be the same size as the buttons we've created before. But you can see that these width and height entries are not active because it's set to hog. I know I said we'll talk about it in the next video, but let's just quickly set this to fixed width. Although we do not need to, if we simply drag it out, it automatically changes to fixed. We can now set the width. What's the width here? 340, 326. So you can see we've deviated, but let's still go with 340. And height fixed height again, 50. We can see that the frame is not that visible because we've not added a fill to it. So let's do that quickly. Let me use the same fill as we've been using. Okay, and for this I want to set it to white. Okay, let me use white, that is FF. Then we want to center this. Beautiful. You'll see now that when we resize this auto layout, everything moves together. Beautiful. Let's resize the height. You can see that it maintains this rule of central alignment. In a nutshell, this is why I use auto layout in buttons. And you can see if my company says, for instance, that we need the call to action button to stretch the entire width of the screen for some reason, all I have to do is come here and drag it out. Or if I know the width of my screen, I can just adjust that. So that's it on auto layout for beginners, right? Creating buttons with auto layout. And in the next video, we are going to go more in depth into auto layout. We are also going to talk about nesting auto layouts within auto layouts. That's where I believe auto layouts really shine. You can see that this is in auto layout, this is one auto layout, this is another auto layout. So we are going to talk about nesting. This is what we call nesting, when you put one inside the other. This is the parent auto layout and these are the children. So look out for that video, and for now, do well to like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so that when that video is up, you'll be the first to know. Stay safe.